When you're sober and by yourself, you feel alone, and you're just alone. But when you're drinking and you're by yourself, you feel lonely, right? That's the difference. What's alone and what's lonely? You are living in two different worlds, because addiction and alcoholism and drugs always make you feel temporarily connected to someone, and they make you believe that you need that substance in order to be connected to someone or form meaningful relationships and bonds. But that is not real. That's not a real experience. How many times have you felt that way and then it's just empty? You, like, the hours pass, you feel like it's super fun, but like you can barely remember it the next day, and you just feel even more alone because those substances make you feel just separated and sad and detached from other people, and it makes you feel like you want to go and use those substances again in order to feel connection again. And when you are sober and living in sobriety for an extended period of time, you might spend time by yourself, and you might even feel lonely from time to time, but you're not truly alone. You don't feel empty inside the way that you used to. I remember so many times when I was like in the peak of my active addiction in like late 20s to early 30s, and I lived by myself, and I used to just disappear into like binge watching the same comfort TV shows for like hours or days, and I would just like be on the phone with my like codependent toxic relationship and smoking cigarettes and doing drugs. And I used to do drugs by myself. And before I went and had like meaningful family connections or like just connections, I felt like I needed to do drugs by myself, or I needed to drink. And even if I didn't get hammered, it's still having substances in your body was the more comfortable state. And it happens over time, right? Like, it doesn't happen overnight that you become like that. It happens over time. And drugs and alcohol separate you from other people, and they make you feel like you need them and like you're by yourself and no one understands you. I see that from family members right now, of people that I know who are even like close to me, and it's really, really painful to watch, where they're in that state of destruction and also denial about them causing their own destruction, because they want to blame everyone else, because they feel lonely. They feel cut off from everyone by these substances that they're using. It's the worst thing in the world to see, but you can't really see when you're in it, when you're doing it. That's why it's one of the hardest things ever to pull yourself out of. And you need to get to that point where you're ready to stop. And it's a really lonely place to be. So if this is you and you're watching this and you're sober curious, like, maybe you're still in that victim stage where you're just like, fuck, everyone else is the problem. Like, you know, you don't even realize the level of drugs and alcohol that you're using. And if you took a snapshot of your life from above, and if you pretended you were looking at that snapshot of someone else, you might be like, that's actually not normal behavior, or like, whoa, that person uses drugs and alcohol a lot. But when you can't see it in yourself. You can't see the destruction that you're wreaking on your own life. I couldn't, and I wasn't nearly as fucked up as some people out there, but I was a lot more fucked up than other people out there. I think only one person really had the balls to call me out on my level of addiction to my face. It was a friend's mom, and I've talked about this before on my channel. And she said, I don't like when self-proclaimed rock stars are in denial of their own substance abuse issues. What? Me? Yeah, you. And I felt really, really, really lonely and really shitty, but I didn't know how to pull myself out. And I didn't actually stop using alcohol and drugs for like millions of years later. It was like 12 years later. So it can take some time, but you're not alone. And just because you're by yourself, like, I'm by myself in this hotel room. I'm by myself on a work trip. Did I ever think there would be a time that I was by myself on a work trip where I wasn't drinking wine and drunk dialing people? Who cares? Like, did I eat half a bag of licorice? Yeah. Did I gorge on Indian food? Yeah. But guess what? I am not drunk, and I won't be hungover tomorrow. So who the hell cares? If you got to do what you got to do to get through your time alone. You got to scroll on TikTok, have a bath, call a friend, go for a walk, go to the gym. That's okay, but you don't need alcohol to make you feel like you have someone and that you can't be in your own skin. You just don't. It won't get you anywhere. Trust me, I tried. I tried for a million years. And all it did was make me feel more alone. So if you're watching this and you're sober curious, or you're just not happy in your own skin and you feel like you want to drink or you want to use drugs, just one more day. All you have to do is not drink today. Tomorrow's a new day, and then one day at a time. All you have to do is not drink one day at a time.